Don't skip this, because the moment the person you love decides you're not enough, your mind tries to turn you into a salesman for your own worth. It tells you to bargain, to plead, to explain, to perform anything to keep the door from closing. And if you've been left with that raw, hollow ache, you may feel an urge to chase her down and prove you're the man she misjudged. But here's the brutal truth. The more you chase, the faster she runs. Desperation is a scent. It leaks through your texts, your calls, your just checking in, your need for one more conversation. The moment she senses you need her more than she needs you, respect collapses. Curiosity dies. And attraction turns into a leash, because no one desires a man who hands over the rope. Need is not love. Need is fear wearing a mask. So the only way to win isn't to argue your case. It's to walk away with discipline. No speeches, no closure hunt, no final paragraph you hope will melt her. Just absence clean, calm, final. Drop a comment with the hardest lesson heartbreak ever taught you. Or type, "I'm the man," if you're done letting emotions drive the wheel. And if you want more lessons like this from Stoic Legacy, subscribe now, because the mindset you build here will change how you move in love, loss, and life. You might think silence is a trick to make her miss you. It can, but that's not the main point. This is about reclaiming your frame, your self-respect, your identity. The moment you stop reaching for validation from someone who already walked away, you become untouchable. Not cold, not bitter, just whole. And wholeness is what makes her wonder, late at night, whether she just made the most expensive mistake of her life. Why begging destroys attraction. The instant you beg, you trade your value for a moment of relief. It doesn't matter how much history you have or how deeply you loved her. The second you plead, she stops seeing you as a man who chooses. She sees you as a man who needs. And neediness, in the language of attraction, reads as weakness. Strength is centered. It's the calm certainty that you'll be okay with or without any one person. But when you beg her to reconsider, you're silently saying, "My happiness depends on you." That turns desire into pity, and pity is the graveyard of romance. A man with inner status doesn't collapse when he's rejected. He steps back, head high, because his worth isn't a vote someone else can cast or withdraw. When you chase and convince, you broadcast one message: "I am beneath you." And once she believes that, she treats you like it. Attraction is built on respect, and respect is built on boundaries. So stop trying to prove your value to someone who discarded it. Prove it to yourself. Stop pleading. Stop chasing. Let her see what life looks like without your attention. Because nothing forces reflection faster than realizing the man she left behind wasn't desperate. He was disciplined. The silent exit. When words fail, silence speaks. After a breakup, the strongest response is rarely anger, bargaining, or a final explanation. The strongest response is disappearance. No warnings, no drama. No, "I just want closure" speech that's really a disguise for more attachment. Just complete absence. Most men do the opposite. Essays, late-night calls, accidental encounters, a courtroom case for why she should return. And every attempt makes them smaller in her eyes, because nothing is less attractive than a man who cannot walk away. Here's the truth: the more available you are, the less valuable you become. But when you remove yourself completely, you force her to carry the weight of her choice. Human psychology craves what's missing. The second you become unavailable, you transform from something she took for granted into something she wonders about. Why hasn't he reached out? Is he already moving on? This isn't about manipulation. It's about self-respect. If someone can walk away from you, your job isn't to convince them to stay. Your job is to show them what losing you actually means by continuing your life without begging for a seat at their table. Mastering your emotions. The Stoic way: pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Your emotions may feel like a storm-heavy, chaotic, pulling you in every direction. The danger isn't that you feel the storm. The danger is that you obey it. Because a man who can't control his emotions will always be controlled by others. If she knows she can break you with one decision, she owns your inner world. This is where most men fail. They react instead of choosing. They let anger, sadness, and panic write messages at midnight. They send impulsive texts just to feel something back. They lash out, then regret it. or they collapse into self-pity, waiting for a woman who has already turned her attention elsewhere. A Stoic man moves differently. He doesn't pretend he feels nothing. He simply refuses to be ruled by what he feels. He pauses. He breathes. He observes his mind like a strategist. Emotions are, whether real, powerful, but temporary, and he doesn't build decisions in the middle of a thunderstorm. Be the mountain. Winds rage, rain pounds, yet the mountain remains. When you master your emotions, you become untouchable. She can ignore you, test you, provoke you, and you remain composed. Not to win, but because you refuse to lose yourself. And mastery is not a magical moment. It's practice. It's learning to sit with discomfort without reaching for a person to numb it. It's journaling the truth instead of texting the impulse. It's turning your phone face down and going for a walk when your chest feels tight. It's training your body so your mind has a place to put the pain. It's reminding yourself, again and again, I can feel this and still choose well. This is where uncertainty becomes power. The moment she can't predict you, she can't control you. The moment she can't read you, you become a mystery. People don't obsess over what they fully understand. They obsess over what they can't solve. So when the urge to react rises, when your fingers hover over the keyboard, stop. Ask, will this make me stronger, or am I handing my mind to someone else? If it's weakness, you walk away. You let silence speak. You let yourself evolve. Become a mystery again. Familiarity without standards breeds contempt. The more predictable you are, the less interesting you become. When a woman knows exactly how you'll react, how fast you'll fold, and how available you'll stay, she stops valuing your presence. Most men make their intentions obvious. They keep the door open so wide it breaks. They call it honesty, but honesty without restraint is still surrender. If she knows you're waiting, there's no urgency, no curiosity, no pressure to reconsider. But when you change the pattern, her comfort breaks. Because women don't obsess over the men they understand. They obsess over the men they can't fully read. The moment she can't predict your next move, she starts paying attention. Why does he seem fine? Did he move on? Is there someone else? Uncertainty is a hook, and it sinks deep. So you stop giving her access. If she expects you to beg, you disappear. If she expects you to chase, you create distance. If she expects you to break, you remain calm. And if she reaches out, you don't respond like a starving man offered crumbs. You respond like a man with options measured, relaxed, unbothered. This isn't about games. It's about positioning. A man who is always available becomes background noise. A man who is centered, selective, and unpredictable stays in her mind because he forces consequences to exist. Level up in silence. A man who talks about his plans weakens them. A man who moves in silence becomes unstoppable. Your ego might want to prove something to post the gym photo, the "I'm thriving" caption, just so she notices. But if your growth needs her eyes to feel real, you haven't grown, you've performed. Real transformation happens in the dark, mornings when nobody claps for you, nights when loneliness tries to negotiate your standards, and boring, repeated choices that rebuild your identity brick by brick. You don't do it for her. You do it because you refuse to remain the same man who tolerated being treated as optional. So, build quietly. Fix your sleep. Train your body. Add skills. Stabilize your money. Reconnect with real friends. Read books that strengthen your spine. Replace the old routines that kept you anxious with new routines that make you proud. That's the kind of leveling up she can't compete with, because it doesn't need her permission. While others drown in self-pity, you rise. While they stare at a phone, you build. And if this is resonating, tap like on this video. Quiet support, a small vote for the man you're becoming. Months from now, if she searches your name, she won't find the same man she left. She'll find someone she no longer has access to. And that's when the loss becomes real, not because you tried to make her jealous, but because she realizes she underestimated you. Rewrite the story. She told herself. Regret is slow. It creeps in when expectations collapse. Right now she thinks she knows you. She assumes you're still hurting, still waiting, still hoping. As long as she believes that, she has no reason to question her decision. Then she hears you're doing well. Not posting well, but living well. You didn't crumble. You didn't chase. You rebuilt. And that's when doubt begins, because people rarely regret leaving the version of you they knew. They regret the version of you you become after they're gone. Indifference is the deepest cut. The moment she realizes she lost her power over you, she starts craving that power again. She replays memories, second-guesses choices, and wonders, did I mess up? Could I still have him if I wanted? Those questions last longer than any paragraph you could send. And here's the twist. By the time she feels it, you won't be the same man. You'll be too focused on your own path to entertain the past. That's what real power looks like, growing into someone who no longer needs the approval of the person who left. When she reappears, indifference as an art. At some point, curiosity often returns. A random, hey, a story reaction, a shared memory brought back like bait, and you face a choice, fall back into the old trap or remain untouchable. Most men celebrate too early and respond instantly, eager, available. And the moment she feels that, she knows she still has access, so respect fades and interest follows. A Stoic man understands. Reaching out doesn't equal commitment. Sometimes she's not offering love, she's checking control. She wants to see if she can still pull you with a string. And if you jump the moment she tugs, the dynamic stays the same. So stay composed. Respond if you want, but do it on your time, not in your panic. Keep it short. Keep it calm. If she suggests meeting, let her earn it. If she tries to stir old feelings, don't chase the conversation into the past. She left, she chose. If she wants a place in your life again, she proves she deserves it. The new mindset, the man, she can't ignore. If you've made it this far, you've already done what most men never do. You didn't beg, you didn't chase, you didn't lose yourself trying to prove you're worthy. You transformed. You turned heartbreak into fuel. Now you stop replaying the past like a courtroom drama. You stop asking, what did I do wrong? And start asking, what do I build next? You realize your time, your focus, your energy are too valuable to spend on someone who once doubted you. And that mindset is exactly what makes you impossible to ignore. People are drawn to men with purpose, direction, and standards. When she senses your life is fulfilled with ambition, discipline, new experiences, she starts questioning everything. Not because you tried to impress her, but because your growth makes her absence look small. But you don't let her attention become your oxygen again. You keep moving forward, loyal to the man you've become, building a life that attracts quality without begging for it. Because when you stop chasing, you stop handing people the power to define you. You stop begging for permission to be loved. You stop negotiating your dignity. That's the shift, from please choose me to I choose myself. And that shift is felt, even from a distance. The final lesson, you never needed her the way you thought. Here's what takes most men too long to learn. You never needed her the way your pain insisted you did. What you needed was the loss, because the loss forced you to meet yourself. At first it felt like she completed you, like without her something essential was missing. But that was attachment talking, an illusion that your worth depends on being chosen. The Stoic path teaches something sharper and more freeing. Your worth is yours. It cannot be granted or revoked by another human being. Through silence, detachment, and rebuilding, you discover the truth. She was never the prize. You were. Now look at you. A stronger mind, steadier emotions, a life that doesn't orbit one person's attention. That's the victory. Not getting her back. Not making her regret it. Becoming so solid in your value that the idea of needing her feels impossible. And if she comes back, maybe she will, maybe she won't. You'll be fine either way. Because you're no longer the man who waits. You're the man who chooses. And more often than not, you choose yourself. You made it to the end, which means you're ready to stop chasing, stop begging, and step into the kind of power most people never touch. If you're committed to staying on this path, subscribe to Stoic Legacy and stay with us. And don't leave without one final action. Remember to like this video, because it helps these lessons reach the men who are still trapped in the chase. Before you go, drop this in the comments, "I'm the man," or share the hardest lesson you learned from heartbreak, so another man reading it realizes he's not alone.